The members of the tourist group, as soon as they set foot on the island, started asking questions about sunken shipwrecks, reefs, storm stories, military ships and many others. The locals assumed that everyone had come to the island to study the submarine bottom of Kedros Beach. This is where the wreck of a German World War II ship is located, and can even be seen when the weather permits. On the other hand, the accompanying documents provided information on an American Association of Naval Escort Destroyers. The islanders once again supposed that's why they came, to shoot a documentary. That was the reason, according to some, that they had brought with them radar cameras and binoculars. What they did not know, however, and at this stage did not interest them, was not only the military navigation maps they had brought with them. They also brought and consulted a book by Morris K. Jessup, an astronomer and researcher with a passion for UFOs. He was not an insignificant researcher, but the one who mentioned in this particular book an experiment of the U.S. Navy. It was the famous Philadelphia experiment, which took place at the Philadelphia harbor in October 1943. As strange as it may seem, Morris K. Jessup states in his book that in this experiment an entire American destroyer had become invisible, and reappeared somewhere else after some time. But 2 years later, on April 20, 1959, Jessup was mysteriously discovered dead in his car. There were discussions between the islanders. But things got serious when the information from the tourist group inexplicably disappeared, forcing a group of local islanders to go to Kalataritisa. This is where some people said they last saw them. The agony until they found even a trace of them was constantly growing. To a certain extent, at a height of 200 meters, with a unique view of the ruined shores of the island, they found a trace. In the absolute vastness of the landscape, they saw a torn paper, fallen to the ground. When they reviewed it, they were very pleased to see it as one of the group's maps. Moving forward more bravely, they had now reached a rocky plain. From there they could even look with difficulty at the Skolonizy blocking an opening to the sea. This is where they had just spotted a small yacht, with the touristic group on it and certainly with all its equipment. But they were rapidly heading out to sea. Meanwhile, as all this is happening on the island, at the bottom edge of the Aegean Sea, a Greek-American exercise under NATO is taking place. The purpose of this exercise is to rescue crews dispersed at sea following an alleged attack by enemy submarines. The NATO exercises include compatibility issues between units and rescue equipment, standardization of procedures, coordination, and cooperation. The focus is on saving lives, but hiding the target prior to any hostile attack is considered the best precaution. New ways of handling the fleet to avoid or even hide from the sub are being considered. At one point the order was given to release the bundle, and then all of a sudden the working Greek ship just disappeared. It is the military ship Ato's twin brother of the ship Leon, the former American destroyer, the 173 Eldridge, who takes part again in the exercise. Memories are back again. Awesome. The Philadelphia experiment again, but in Greece this time. NATO repeated the experiment on the Isle of Denissa. Tourists had it all recorded. Now they know exactly what the famous Philadelphia experiment in USA was, and they are no longer fooled by science fiction. See Jessup. They now have the evidence they have been looking for a long time.